Yeah, I think this is where camp's going to be, right here. Right between these two trees. A little higher here. Alright, so I found the area right over here where I'm going to set up my camp between these two trees. And it's really flat right down here. But over this area here, it's just a little bit higher, which I'm going to use. Going to build a fire on this high side a little bit. I found a flat rock I stepped on back there. I'm going to use that, prop it up, reflect the heat back into my shelter. So I'm going to set my pack down and then work at getting all the supplies for my shelter. So I've got this tree behind me here. It's deadfall. I'm going to use that as like the main beam for my shelter. I'll find some smaller ones to prop up with it, and we'll just get cutting here. Oh, we're good. land. The rain picked up, warmed up just a little bit. I was expecting it's supposed to be cold, but you know, you can always trust the weatherman, I guess. It turned kind of warm. It's above freezing right now, and there's rain coming down, and it's melting. I threw a tarp up so I could be under a tarp when I make the fire. My shelter's out, but I have to draw the fire way in to get under the actual shelter, so I just threw a tarp up, keep that in my bag. Small and just enough to keep things dry, so I don't get any fun of building fire over here. And I started right here in front of me. fog in the rain. Never really had it rain and fog before, but that's what I've got. The rain's still coming down real good. Feel the water hissing in the fire. But I'm dry right now. I'm under my cover. I'm dry. That fog makes it really tough. You can see this. It's crazy out here with the fog. I was using my other camera, my wife's camera, and it just kept literally fogging up the lens, and then squirt some water on to clear it off, and then it'd fog up again. So I had to kind of give up on that project. So I'm going to my camera here. It's waterproof. Fire's going. Got some hustling wood out here, and so after I get a few more logs on the fire and let it die down, give me some coals, I'll probably start on my dinner. Thanks for staying with me. Still quite early yet. After I have dinner, I'll probably start working on my cup. Spin it around here for you. So I'm trying to make this cup out of wood, just a project to fiddle with when I'm out camping. You get the hole on the inside by burning. You put some coals in there and you blow on it, and you can blow it a certain direction, and it burns the inside out, kind of like how the natives used to do that for making canoes out of trees. They'd cut a tree down, cut into a log, and then burn out part of it to use for the canoe. Same fashion. People use it for bowls and spoons, you name it. You can do it with fire. That's my fire. It's still raining pretty good out there. It's really nice having this shelter. I'm able to stay dry, get cozy. Right now I'm just kind of hanging out, piddling around, playing with some things. Probably in another couple hours I'll put my bed out, get the rack ready so I can focus on getting sleep. Normally I go to bed around 2 a.m., 3 a.m. So it's really hard to fall asleep before midnight. But it's fun being out here. Even though it is raining, I prefer it not to rain when I'm out camping. The rain stopped at about 12:20, 12:30, which is kind of nice, getting a reprieve from the sound of the rain. I'm sure you appreciate it much more. Got my tea here, just brewed it. Nice hot tea. So anyways, it might not be your cup of tea, but coming out here in the woods and spending time with nature, with God, just being able to recharge, relax, I encourage everyone to do it. It's easy to do. It's really not that much. Just make sure you're prepared, have a plan, prepare, get out and do it. Being out here in the woods at the end of December, it's December, I forget the date now. It's December 29th. Almost New Year's. Some people like to go spend it at Times Square. This is the best Times Square for me, right here in the woods. I'm up at about 3,000 feet, maybe more. I have to check again on my GPS. But it's beautiful out here. It's quiet. Not a lot of neighbors making noise, not a lot of animals making noise. Just me out here. Fire's dying down. I'm going to let it die down. Still a lot of snow and water all over. I'm not really concerned about a forest fire here. Even if I was to catch my shelter on fire, it wouldn't go anywhere. I'll be crashing here in a little bit. Probably about another half an hour or so. I got out here a little bit later than expected today, so I was a little bit slower setting it up, but when I was cutting my pine bough or spruce bough down, I was kind of eyeing out some dry wood that appeared to be dry, some deadfalls. I was able to make use of that for shelter, for fire after it got dark. You know, beautiful headlamps. I love headlamps. I mean, I still use flashlights, but man, you're going out anywhere, headlamps are the way to go. You can go without them, that's true, and I've done it. But I like headlamps. I'm not really concerned about light discipline. If I was, I wouldn't have a big old light shine in my face, but I'm not in any situation like that. So white light's fine with me. Headlamps are awesome. I love them. I can work hands-free with them. I encourage you to get some headlamps if you don't have any. I love them. They work great. I got one here on my neck, one on my head, and got some in my bag. So it's always good to have an extra one. Remember the rule. 2 is 1 and 1 is none. If you only have one and it dies, well, guess what? You're out of luck. I just recently replaced all the batteries in my headlamps and this one spotlight I have shining me. I actually have 2. Well, there's the other one here. Here we go. Wow, that one's bright. I replaced the lamps in those so you can see me better and so I can see things better if I need to. But mostly I just have them out here. I usually don't bring these 2 lamps over here. But I brought them for this because I plan on taking video, and of course video is much better if you have light. I don't have fancy night vision video set up yet. I'd love to. I have it in my son's room with baby monitor, but not right now out here. So headlamps rule, just remember that. Always have extra batteries. Even if you have sets, if you're going to have something that uses batteries, have extra batteries. Fire's dying down, and my tea is running low. I'll be hitting the sack here in about 20 minutes. In the morning, we'll get around to making some breakfast, packing up camp, and then headed back. I gotta clean all my gear, dry out all my gear, and get ready for my next adventure. It's about 12:30 now. It's time to go to bed. At least I'll try. Good night. Turn the light up. Oh. Hey, good morning. Glad to see you with us. Working on the fire here. Made a pot of coffee. Love my coffee. It's a French press pot. It's the Stanley. Love having that out in the field. I'll show you something I bought some time ago. Got this coffee grinder. Put the whole beans in here. You grind it. It comes out down the bottom here. You just pour that into the French press. Put it on here and you just turn it around and grind it. Love having coffee in the field, and especially, you know, fresh ground coffee. Working on my brats here. They're almost done. Don't know if they're breakfast brats, but they are breakfast brats for me. finish up breakfast here and work at getting the camp packed up and head on out. If you want to subscribe to the channel, that would be awesome. Loveless from the Sticks. Share us all you want. Like us, view us 1,000 times. We'd like to hear from you. So leave us some comments. And stay with us. Follow us. Let people know about getting out in the woods. There's nothing that beats it. Nothing that beats it. Earlier this morning, after waking up, of course, I went out and didn't have much firewood left, but I had spotted a deadfall over in the woods over there. So I went out with my trusty Sven saw. This thing, if you're ever kind of cold, this thing, any saw will get you when you start chopping up some wood. I cut these off about yay long, and then using batoning method and my axe a little bit. Axe to kind of quarter some of them up and then baton them down to get my kindling and make my feather sticks for the fire. All this morning. Doesn't take too much to do it, but I tell you, it's rewarding knowing you can go out in the woods. It's been raining all night long and harvest some wood and start a fire with what you find. This fence saw I've had for a long time. I really love it. I'm working at adding to my collection one of those Ogawa Canyon Boreal 21s. I'm going to talk to my wife about that one. That would be a nice to add to one of my bags. So if you're looking for a good saw, I'd say a Sven or the Ogawa Canyon Boreal 21s. Those are really good saws. I've read reviews on them myself, and some of these, they're like the Sven, I've used that for years, over a decade now. So yeah, I like it. Snow's still coming down. Kind of a mixed snow, and there's a little bit of water drops falling off of the tree over here. Right here, the patter. At least it wasn't like it was last night. That was pretty intense. That was a good rain. It lasted all night. And then we get the snow in the morning. I like it when it snows. Snow is quiet. It's a lot easier to sleep when it's snowing than it is raining when you're in a shelter or a tent or a camper trailer. I'm not in a camper trailer, but you hear what I'm saying. It's any one of those when it's raining hard, it's like sleeping or being in a drum. Snare drum, that is. Oh hey, I got one more thing I want to show you, keeping my kit with my French press pot here, which with that you don't really need one of these, but I see a lot of survival people, they, out to supplement their diet by getting vitamin C by using pine needles, or spruce needles, to make tea. And they just, I usually see them just collect a handful of those and throw them in their water heater container. But I suggest once you go get one of these things, I find them at the Asian grocery stores, they usually have them. It's a tea ball. It's a large tea ball, a little bit different. It's a screen, not quite like the, I'll call it the British kind of, or English tea balls, but throw your needles in there and throw that in your pot of water. And then when you're done brewing, you just pull it out. And you don't have a bunch of needles you got to filter out with your teeth. So anyways, it's a thought pretty light, doesn't take up much space. I throw it in there when I'm traveling with it. Little hacks to enjoying the outdoors a lot better. And I appreciate all the outdoors people out there, all the people who like to get out in bushcraft and survival and post their videos. I enjoy watching those. Let's see how my brats are doing here. Almost done. One more round here, I think we'll be good. You can't really see my fire pipe from there. Here, let's move this around. You know, you can make it tongs. You take a green stick, you split it down the middle, you put a wedge in there and tie it, and you can have some tongs. These I picked up at the thrift store. I can't remember how much. It was like $1 or something. But they work great to keep in your pack when you're grabbing. Let's find a real juicy one here. Hot coals. Yeah, hot coals. Sticks eventually burn. But, you know, hot coals are great with these tongs. You can, if you're a hobo camper and you stick a can in the fire to heat up your soup or whatever, you can also use these to grab a hold of it. I think I'm giving away too much here. Also, when I was setting up camp, even though there's snow on the ground, I was able to walk around and find some rocks just by obviously stepping on them. Found this one over here, which is really nice. It's kind of a flat stone. Set that up as my back shield, so it just reflects. My stones here, obviously, I'm right now using them to hold stuff, but they also worked great last night. I had them around the fire like this. It's keeping the heat coming towards me through this channel way. And at night, these rocks I kind of moved into the shelter with me to provide heat after the fire was out. So, love rocks. They're great heat batteries. I think they're done. They look hot. Oopsie daisy. More coffee. Borrowed my wife's cup. I usually keep that in my bag. Yeah, don't ask. Anyways, I keep my wife's cup in my bag because a lot of times when we go with the kids, each of the kids has their own bag, and Mom kind of helps with this and that, so I usually carry a lot of her stuff. This pack that I brought with me on this trip, I had to reconfigure it a lot because I was coming out by myself. Normally I have it packed for my family. So if I was going to be out having to survive with my family, I have everything in there for all of us. My sons are little yet. They're 6.5, 5, and 3.5. So they can't do a lot of heavy packing. So I carry the majority of the gear. So does Mom. But I keep our cups together, stuff like that. I have a bigger one because I like to drink coffee a lot. But the smaller one kind of works great because it fills it up. It doesn't get cold so quickly. And first aid supplies. There's my cup.
her cup, my cup. It's kind of like a Goldilocks thing, you know. My son's cups are actually the same size as this cup, but this is my cup. It's one of those GSI outdoor cups, real common. Handles fold around. What I like about this Stanley, if I can even grab it now, it's still hot, but the handles fold up too. This is kind of cool. This is an insert, and it's a really hot insert. It's not going to come out right now too well, but it has a lid. The lid can use on the cup itself or the pot, whatever you want to call it. This is a sleeve insert. It has a screen on the bottom. So what I do is I heat the water in here, throw the coffee in, let it sit for a while. About, for me, 10 minutes. I like to steep it a long time. And then you just push it right in because the screen will push all the, like a regular French press, will push all the grounds and any floaters from the fire down to the bottom. And then you just get coffee inside your cup here, or inside here, and you just pour it in your cup. Really cool idea. I like it. Once again, you know, I cook in this. I do all kinds of stuff in this. I really like it. It works good for my setup. Some people like those canteen cup setups. Those are great too. I just use this one. But anyhow, my cup. And a candle. That was juicy. Hot. Delicious though. Yeah, this is awesome. Snowing. Sitting out in the woods. Wish my family was here, but having a fire. Having a beautiful cup of coffee. Thanks for following along. Well, my rain has turned into snow. I really wish it would have snowed last night because snow is not noisy, but rain is. So here we have it. Snow, glory of snow. I'm happy about that. Here's the snow coming down now. It kind of goes like this on and off. Yeah, that would have been so pleasant last night instead of the rain we had.